Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shah, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shah, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shah, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rahah Hadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, the great millstone. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds. This is your brother, Yakar Alvin from Great Millstone, Houston, back with another lesson. And double honors to the men that gave that taught our elders and apostles. You know, because here in the last days, our elders and apostles rule well. And they taught us the meanings of the scriptures and how to decipher, you know, the the holy scriptures that was only given to the Hebrew Israelites. But I was looking at uh, a site uh, about going to Jamaica, and Esau is he does things by gradualism, but as it stands now, if you go to Jamaica in order to get into your room, they give you a chip, that goes around your wrist, to get in and out of your room and to access different things, and this is gradualism because, ultimately what he wants to do is he wants to give you a digital all. He wants to give you a digital all, and Esau is the, you know, let's get some scriptures. This is Psalms chapter 64 and verse 6. It says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them, the heart is deep. And it's talking about Esau Edom. He studied you, Hebrew Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and he knows how you operate, and he understands how to beguile you, just like the serpent did with Eve. He understands how to trick you, how to give you a gift and get you to do his bidding. But so he's gradually trying to implement his system to where he's going to put that digital all inside your body. We can get that. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 6. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their hand or in their foreheads. And this mark, let's say a stamp, an imprinted mark, of the mark stamped on the forehead or to the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. Well, anybody that is against Yahweh Shah's doctrine is an Antichrist. There's no one Antichrist. This is all, pseudoscience that Esau, the so-called white man, has made up. But that charagma G4580 is a imprinted mark, is a physical thing. It comes from Karax, a pale or stake, a palisade. Yeah, G5482. So, we all know what the syringe looks like that they use to insert the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. But Esau has implemented his gradualism. He's getting you used to wearing something around your wrist so you can open your doors. You can get access to different things using a wrist plate. So but he ultimately he wants to put this in your hand because he knows that it goes back to the law. But Esau is the devil. And it's not a man outside of this reality that's doing these things. This is Esau Edom. You know, the earth has been given. This is Job 9:24. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So, you know, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true Hebrew Israelites, but he's covered the faces of the judges. He's covered the faces of the Israelites. He's posted himself up to be those people because it was given to him. It was in the power of his hand. We'll get that. This is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." And yes, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, which is the so-called white man. We can get that. Uh, Malachi 1. This is Malachi chapter 1. It says, "The burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh." Yahweh means he is, and his son's name is he is the deliverer, Yahweh Shah. Yahweh, he is, and Yahweh Shah, he is the deliverer. It says, "I have loved you, saith Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness." Whereas Edom saith, and the Christians want to say, well, yeah, the Lord only hated Esau. No, Esau was the progenitor of the Edomites. He was the progenitor. He's their forefather. Their line started with him. But it says, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai have indignation forever." So this is the whole people. But as it speaks, the wicked has been revealed. The Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3, it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God." And that's what Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has done on the earth. And with his gradualism, he wants to trick you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans into taking his charagma, his digital all, saying that he is your master and you will stay with him forever. This is the things that he's doing, and he gradually does it little by little. He shows you, he starts it out with a debit card, then he moves it to a wrist chip. Then next, he's going to want to try and move it into your hand or into your forehead. This is what he does because he understands the law. We'll get that and we'll close it out. It's just a quick hit, but this is the things that he's doing in the earth. He is, disguising himself because, he says that the Edomites are done away with, but, here in the last days, the Lord has revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. It's like, this is Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. It says, "Surely Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And in these last days, the prophets understand that the man of sin is the son of perdition, is the Edomites. You know, we understand that Job 9 and 24, that the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. We understand that the wicked are the Edomites. We understand that they're the border of wickedness. We understand that all of these different things, for years and, for thousands of years, we did not know these things. But now, at the end times, we understand that Esau is that wicked, is that son of perdition, is the he works for Yahweh by Shem Shah on the left hand side. He is that unrighteous person. We understand these things, but we're gonna get that in the law and we're gonna close it out. I don't remember exactly where it is, but it's serve master. Let's see. No. Hold on. Me trying to remember how it's worded. Okay. All. I may have spelled it wrong. All. No, not Al. What is it? How's it spelled? Hold on. Doorpost. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Come on. There it is. Exodus. We're going to give you, okay, this is the law on the servant. And this is what Esau Edom understands, that's why he's going to try and give you a digital all. He's going to try and put that RFID microchip in your hand or in your forehead. But this is Exodus chapter 21. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. And if any buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the seventh he shall go out free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and she shall go out by him, and he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges, and he shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore in his ear through with an awl, AUL, and he shall serve him forever. So this is what Esau Edom is trying to get the Hebrews to do. He wants them to say that, in order for us to live on his earth, because Esau Edom is a goddamn devil. He believes that everything on the earth is his and that he can rule over everybody. He believes in that love and peace and everybody's equal as long as he's in charge. But that's, a, shit. If you've ever dealt with an Edomite, you know that is the way that they operate. They believe that everything on the earth is theirs, that they can take it with impunity. It doesn't matter. There's no consequence for it, but it's theirs. And they are the ones that are supposed to divvy out things. But anyway, This is what he's trying to get you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to do. He wants you to take this all, right? So you saying you will serve your master forever, and this all happens to be an RFID microchip that he wants you to, it's not a entity that's out, in another dimension. It's a so-called white man, the one that has covered the faces of the judges, the one that the Lord has given power over the earth to, and he wants to gradually move you into this system. He wants to gradually move you into this system to where you're using an RFID microchip, to buy and sell. And if you can't see it, you just can't see it. But what it is let's see. Look, this is where he's going. This is where he's going. He's gradually changing it. It started out with a debit card, but guess what? He wants to put it in your hand. He wants to put it in your hand to where you can scan your hand to buy and sell. That way you give him total control. But, here at Great Millstone, they've been teaching the same doctrine, as long as we have been on YouTube. I just came in recently, but our elders and apostles have been preaching the same message for 30 plus years, and since I think it was 2009, when they came on, on YouTube and started, preaching the same message. But we're pushing out the same message that Esau, Edom, so-called white man, is the son of perdition. And the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast. With that being said, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our elders as apostles, a great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds. Hopefully this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. We don't have long left. Kwam Yasha Allah. Rise up, O Israel. Shalom.